froze. There we go. Now we're working. I think we're working, y'all. What's up, y'all? This is one of them last minute lives. Like y'all know, I'm known for doing last minute lives, like in the middle of the moment, just throw something out there. So I know not everybody's going to be coming in this live because you ain't expecting it. I don't give any notice of my lives. Sometimes I just throw them out there. So yeah, so please forgive me, people. But yeah, we are sitting here in a place waiting because what happened? Air. I have no freaking air. What's up, Joshua? See, now my thing shows no chat, but yet it shows Joshua on here. Shows nobody's in the live. My lives are stupid, y'all. What can I say? But yeah, we are sitting here waiting on road rescue. Road rescue. For the simplest of things. Waiting on road rescue. What's up, D? Waiting on road rescue for air. I have no air in the truck. Luckily, I started early. I got my load done. Made it back to drop the trailer back at this terminal who I'm pulling for. It's all their trailers. And their drop yard is all mud. All mud. Yeah, I know. I wish I could get back on some more videos too. But to be honest, I did do a video that I have not put together on my F-150. The running boards on my F-150, they're so close. So when you get out of the door and try to step on the running board, you've only got just a little bit of a running board. Part of it's like underneath the truck because they don't stick out far enough. So I do have a fix for that, and I will show you. I'll make that video. I did it, record it, but I haven't put it together. Haven't gone back and looked at the footage of it to even see if it's worth putting out. But I did try to put something together while I was home this weekend. Well, I did it Friday because it rained all weekend long I was home. Yeah, that kind of sucks. But when I dropped the trailer at the terminal and I was doing a post trip, all of a sudden, all y'all truck drivers, you know that dreaded, you just all of a sudden you hear a steady hiss of air coming from your dryer. Dryer sticking open. But this time it's not actually the purge valve that's sticking open, it's the pressure relief valve. Because in this truck here the last couple of days, I have no even gears on this automatic transmission. I've got no 4th, freaking 6th, 8th, 10th, 12th. 12th is the high gear. So in this truck, I'm pushing, 1,600 RPMs, 1,700 RPMs, 1,800 RPMs. I think it's like right at 1,700, 1,800 RPMs at 66 miles an hour. So that kind of sucks. You really don't want to run at that high RPMs. And I noticed since the transmission's been doing that these last 2 days of work, and here's the last, started Thursday. And now I'm sitting here looking, I'm like, my air pressure has been building up and sitting at like 150, but it's been popping off. The purge valve's been purging off, but it's been sitting right at 150 PSI, which most of us know that ain't normal. Now, granted, it shows that's within tolerance. When I look it up, it shows that is within tolerance. But to me, 120, 125 is normal, not no 150. So my PTO won't engage to try to air unload. Because I tried to air unload a load Friday, PTO wouldn't engage. So I don't know if maybe it's too much pressure and it won't get engaged or what. But either way, today, once I drop that trailer, that dreaded pressure relief, not the purge, because the purge valve has not been kicking off. I noticed that once I got back to the everything was fine until I got back to the terminal to drop this trailer. Once I got back to drop the trailer, all I heard was while I was doing paperwork and all that, I finished doing the post trip, doing paper, I'm looking, all I hear is that pressure relief going off. Nothing but a solid pressure relief kicking off. Wasn't the purge valve. The purge valve didn't kick off. This is the little pressure relief that comes out there on the side of the dryer. So that thing's been steadily going off. So once that goes off, I can crawl underneath the truck, push it in, and let it build back up. And then once it builds back up, the pop-off valve's still not popping off at 125 psi or 130. It's built at 150, and then the pressure relief purges again. So that's not cool. Let's see, Tony, gotta go. Gotta run. You take care, D. Like I say, my lives are hit and miss when I do them. So, hey, I know it's hard for a lot of people, especially in the middle of the day, to come into my lives. So I get it. Not everybody can catch the live. So you take care, D. But like I said, I can get down in there, push that pressure relief valve in, and then it'll build back up to 150. But you can't keep pulling over on the side of the road trying to push that pressure relief because it'll bleed your pressure down. I can't maintain pressure because in this truck, since they won't let me bring my truck on as owner operator, I'm in their truck with a single piston air compressor. See, at least with my double piston air compressor on the motor, that gives you a little more air pressure to try to maintain some air pressure, whereas this single piston won't maintain air pressure, so it's steadily bleeding down while I'm sitting at a red light. And here's a bunch of red lights and stuff. So I made it up here, up a block, basically kind of outside where the terminal is, or there's a Tractor Supply place. Tractor Supply Plus, I'm in their parking lot where there's asphalt because the terminal was mud where I was at. So at least the road service guy can get underneath the truck and get it fixed. So probably gonna need, what's up, y'all? We got Parker up in the house. Yep, Parker made it to alive. And it's early for you. So at least I made it up here where there's asphalt. I recorded a video showing what it's doing. So if the tech ever gets a hold of me, contact the road crew. They said it'll be about 119 minutes ETA. And I do see in the notes, it does say that there is a video, so I can send him the video so he can kind of see, because he needs to know what to do. So I do see the notes just say that it's building up pressure, but it won't allow me to maintain pressure. But the video will help. We'll say, hey, look, here it is. Here's the pressure relief valve. That's triggering. It won't go back in. So, I mean, the spring's probably got some buildup corrosion that's out of it. It won't allow it to go back, because even when it bleeds back down, it should still be able to eventually seal. But it won't seal. It'll bleed all the way down. I'll cut the truck off. Got to crawl back underneath there to push it, pressure relief back in to build up pressure again. So that sucks. Yeah, I need to watch a video there on Parker. Me and the wife, we spent all weekend. We binge watched Twilight from video or Twilight 1 all the way to Twilight 5. So that's what we did this weekend. We got our QT quality time this weekend. So it won't allow it to build back up. So like I say, the more information you can give to a road service, it helps them so they know what they need when they come out, instead of them having to come out, look at it. Now they got to go get what they need. So one thing is, okay, well, the pop-off valve's not popping off at all. It's building up to 150 psi, so it could be a bad governor. So, I mean, that gives some idea. Well, the pressure relief's going off at 150, so that's keeping it from building up. So we know that's working, but it should still eventually go back in. So that's two things that it could possibly be. But now, since the purge valve's not kicking, I'm not 100%, mechanically inclined. So I don't know if the purge valve's bad in the dryer, which would be, or if it's the dryer itself that should make it purge and pop off. But like I say, the more knowledge I can have for the road crew, the better off it is. And we got John in here from Cape Cod. Let's see, made it to Cape Cod on Friday, but had severe car problems in Nashville. Had to rent a U-Haul cab, rent a car holder to get it. Ooh, ouch. Yeah, that hurts, John. Let's see, bent tie rod found this morning in the garage. Wore out 2 tires. Yeah, my driver, he is actually sitting at the Express in Charlotte right now, where I'm based out of, is the Charlotte terminal. So I'll tell him, I say, hey man, go by there and say hey to my terminal manager. But yes, I'm hoping they can get out here soon. And since I was going to be done early, anytime I go home and I'm home for the weekend when Miss Cat is off, I never get anything done. I literally have probably about 6 hours, 8 hours worth of paperwork to do on the computer at the house. I never get it done when I go home for the weekend. If Cat's off, I get nothing done work-wise. So, because, QT, got to get that quality time with the wife is. So, yeah, she's at work today until 4. But I've got to get up at like 2:50 in the morning, 2:45 in the morning, because I need to be at the terminal by 4. So that means I got to get up early enough to go into town, get my truck, company truck, which I had mean green, but this company truck, then get it over to the other terminal to get my trailer and be at the other place by 6 in the morning at the other side of Atlanta. So, yeah, I had to tell you, I miss old mean green. I miss my green Coronado. I wish they would let me bring my Coronado over, because my Coronado has everything. It's got the double compressor. Now, it doesn't have the wet kit and all that, in transit heat. But for this local for air unload, it's got everything on it. Hoses, fittings, and I have tools. I have no tools on this truck. Because, as a company driver, they don't pay me to work on a truck, to be honest. What's up? We got Miss Casey in here. Yeah, I'm doing the local. To be honest, I was supposed to be back over the road Friday. The original plan was, since this was having transmission problems on Thursday, it started on Thursday. The plan was for the other driver who was trained on this local. He was on a load in Missouri. He was in St. Louis. He was going to run down to Texas, pick up a preloaded trailer, meet me Friday morning, hand it to me Friday morning. I would have finished it up to Jersey, drop it off there in Jersey. He would be on the local. I would be on that, drop it off in New Jersey. And then I'd be there at the terminal for them to be working on this truck right now, today in New Jersey. Well, that didn't work. I'm still here. So, yeah, it's not getting done. So, yeah, that kind of, as I say, that sucks. That absolutely sucks. So, I have to say, the wife loves me being home, but she misses me being on the road, because the pay is a huge difference in pay. With me being home and me being parked so close to it, I'm not getting any hours. I'm losing a lot of pay compared to the other guys because of me living so close. Because since we get paid hourly, once I get to the truck, I can go ahead and log on duty. Well, I go ahead and log in. Now, I don't have to log in on duty on the e-log. Technically, I can PC from where I park the truck to the terminal where we're pulling from, drop their trailer off, and then I'm done, and then PC back to where I'm parking at each night. But I can log in on my payroll once I get to the truck. And then once I drop trailer where we're at, then I can PC back. And then I stay on the actual clock payroll wise until I drop the truck off, because I'm still doing work related things. I'm still in this truck doing work related items. But I'm only 5.4 miles away. Whereas the other guys who don't live here in town, right down from where we're pulling out of, they go back to the truck stop, which in Atlanta, which takes them 30, 40 minutes. Sometimes an hour. It just depends on the time of day that they're going back to a truck stop to spend the night and to get their showers and so forth. So they're getting more hours than what I'm getting. So they got that extra time coming in and the extra time going back to the truck stop. Whereas I've got this 5.4 mile drive. So yeah, so I'm losing out a lot more than what the other guys are making. So I've got to get back out on the road. It's nice seeing the wife, but I'm not making any money here doing this local. Absolutely, they do not micromanage our hours, which I was actually shocked about. Now, yeah, I need to call Lady at payroll today because I was supposed to get paid. They agreed to still pay me the per diem because over here we get a per diem each day that you're on the road. But now they did agree to still pay me the per diem Monday through Friday. But they did not pay that last week. When I got paid Friday for the week before last, they didn't include that. The only per diem they paid me were for the 3 days that I went all the way out to Louisiana and then reset back out on the road and then drove straight back in to start work on Monday. So I wasn't home for 3 days. So they did pay me the per diem for that. But they agreed to pay me the per diem Monday through Friday as long as I'm doing local. So I do need to get with payroll about that. So I got that check and it was not there. Terminal manager this morning told me, yeah, get with such and such in payroll. So I gotta fix that glitch. I do need to make a review. I mean, that's a good idea, Parker. After 3 months, make a review of what is the difference between being a company guy here and an owner operator. What I was doing as an owner operator versus what I'm doing here as a company driver after 3 months. I mean, that probably is a really good idea. But I'm tempted to sell my Coronado right now, though, because I still have not been able to find a driver to put in my Coronado doing the local stuff down there in South Georgia, the paper mills, or I've been able to find one to put in the Black Peterbilt for the run of the road. So I'm probably fixing to put that another ad back up online trying to sell the Black Peterbilt. I mean, that thing, it's got everything freaking in it. I mean, it's loaded with options and stuff inside the truck. But at this point, I'm almost willing to just take almost the payoff at the freaking bank just to get out from under the payment and insurance. Because I'm tired of paying for vehicles. I've basically paid for a truck between that Black Peterbilt and the other Black Peterbilt. I've had a truck sitting empty since March of 23. Yeah. Since March of 23, I've been paying a truck payment and insurance for a truck because I paid for Jeffrey's truck when we bought it, and then we got put on a hiring freeze. But we didn't know how long it was going to be, so we kept waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. And I finally got a driver in that, Jeffrey, in that truck August of last year, but at the end of August. Well, then Robert went out at the 1st of August for his surgery. And you can't put somebody in it when you don't know when they're coming back, and it's supposed to only originally be 2 months down. Well, then that changed. So I've basically been paying truck payment insurance for a truck between the two trucks since March of 23. So that's hemorrhaging a lot of money. That is hemorrhaging a lot of freaking money. So I've got to get a truck sold. Whether it's the Coronado or whether it's the Black Pete, I'm fixing to have to get something sold quick. I'm tired of making payments, and because my personal money is going towards business money. I'm having to take money out of my personal account from each of my company job paychecks to pay personal bills, and that shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen. I think I owe like 36 on the Black Pete, 36K. Because since it sat waiting for a driver, yes, I still have the Black Pete for sale. Like I said, I think I owe like 36,000 on it. I mean, I was trying to get 40 out of it because like I say it's got an APU, it's got half fenders on it, it's got a drop visor, it's got chops. Every single light on that Black Pete has been changed from amber to clear. The whole running underneath the sleeper, those were changed from amber to clear, and they're all marker and blinker. Mirrors are marker and blinker. I changed the breathers out to the vents that had the lights marker and blinker in the vents. The fenders have marker blinkers. The doors have marker blinkers. We've got the 12-inch dual strips on the side of the bumpers and the 18-inch on the cab extenders that are, amber up front, red in the back. They're marker blinkers. Plus center panel, mud flap hangers. They're all the dual revolution with the marker blinker. Plus they go to white for reverse lights. Plus it's got a double compressor on it. So for far as pulling tank, it's got the double air compressor on the motor. Plus it's got a hose rack. Plus it's got a Sony touchscreen media player, 10-inch media player in there. It's got a DVD player. It's got Dish Network set up in the truck. Sirius XM in the freaking truck. Receiver and all that. I did take the microwave and the printer out, but it's got the laptop stand bolted underneath the passenger seat. So it's got all that stuff. So I was trying to get 40. But at this point, it's sad to say I just need to get rid of the damn thing. I mean, first come, first serve has it. Now my Coronado's paid for. Just found a way to buy that Black Pete from me big time, so the tankers too. Yeah, Philip. I mean, the Black Pete, like I said, the Black Pete's set up. The only downside with the Black Pete is the AP wouldn't fire up. I took it to Thermo King. We got the AP fired up. AP works fine. But while I was working in there trying to clean it back up, the fan works fine. It charges up. It cycles on to charge the batteries. But now I noticed it says low oil pressure. I think it's either the Freon's low oil pressure because the AP runs fine. It fires up fine. It runs fine on fan. It runs fine to charge the battery. So the code for the oil, either it's the Freon that's low or it's the pressure switch, because it's throwing me two codes for low oil pressure and then something about a switch. So it's got to be, it's either low on Freon or it's the switch that's throwing the code. Other than that, truck's in good shape. Lose no freaking oil whatsoever on it. There's no blow by. Doesn't lose coolant. Doesn't lose freaking oil. So I mean, runs great. But I just need to get rid of it. He found someone to buy CT1. So he got a subscriber on it. Now I know Clutch was trying to get rid of thing. Now I know Parker said he may be interested in it for parts on his Coronado. Because I know Parker's having some issues with his. But yeah, I say I'm just sitting here in the Tractor Supply Plus parking lot. Literally, let's see how far I'm from home. Because I was on my way to drop this truck off in my truck parking lot to go home. Let's see. From the house, I am 7.5 miles from the house. It's 5.4 miles to where I parked the truck at, but 7.5 miles to my house. So close, yet so far away. And the thing that makes it even worse is when I left the house this morning, I looked and I didn't find my mug. I didn't see it on the counter, didn't see it by the front door, my 100-ounce TA mug. So I didn't bring it. So I'm thinking, okay, cool. I guess it's on the truck. So when I go run my load this morning, I'll just stop at the truck, stop on the mug, fill it up. Oh no, mug wasn't here in the truck. Talked to the wife earlier. Oh yes, in the dishwasher at the house. She washed it this weekend. I'm like, great. Let's switch our source. Yeah, see that. I mean, that's probably all it is. My brother said that he had his go out on his. But so I had no mug with drink. Well, since these all chem trucks don't have APUs, I turned the fridge off this weekend and turned the power inverters off this weekend. So the fridge was nice and hot when I come in this morning. So, of course, all my drinks that are in the fridge are nice and hot. Whereas in my Coronado, hey, with my APU, when I go home, I don't care if I'm home for a week. I don't turn the fridge off because I know I've got the APU to keep the batteries charged. So the APU fire up, keep the batteries charged, keep my fridge nice and cold, keep my food nice and cold. So I don't have to worry about taking food in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out of the truck every time I go home. Whereas these trucks don't have APUs, so therefore you got to turn the fridge off when you go home. Even for the weekend, you have to turn the fridge off, otherwise it'll drain the batteries. So now my stuff is hot. I turned it on when I got here in the truck at 4 o'clock this morning. I put one of my pre-made drinks in the freezer trying to get somewhat cold, but it's cool. It's not cold, but it's cool. It's cool. It's good enough in a pinch. And I am dying of thirst right here because it is hot right now. And since I don't really want to run the truck and have it just keep on bleeding air, bleeding air, bleeding air, bleeding air, because now you got your compressor running and you don't want to just keep your compressor running. At least I personally don't. So I'm sitting with the truck turned off and I'm in long sleeves because when I unload caustic and you have to put on a full chemical suit, you always, or at least the best way to do it, wear long sleeves. That way the long sleeves help catch the sweat. If you wear short sleeves, then you get freaking all your sweat gets up in your freaking chemical suit, and then the chemical suit gets all nice and slimy and so forth. And I just took the chemical suit home and washed it because I was supposed to be on the road Friday. So it was nice and fresh and clean this morning. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna wear long sleeves to catch the sweat. And it's warm out here. And then since it poured the whole morning, I was unloading. Got all freaking drenched. Downside about curly hair and wavy hair is the humidity makes my hair. I always have crazy looking hair because I'm always hot and sweaty, so it makes my hair frizz more. So now it's nice and humid. It's about as freaking humid can get out here. Clouds everywhere. Let's see if we can switch this around and show y'all some outside work here. There we go. As you can see, I'm sitting in a Home Depot or a Tractor Supply Plus parking lot because the turn we pull out of is right back there. And here's the freaking road. So, you know, I'm just sitting here chilling. Like I said, because where we were at, it was all mud. So I came up here. That way, when the road service guy comes, he's not trying to fix it in the mud. At least up here, it's asphalt. So, and I've met my wife here many a times before, running out of here when I was with M. Gibson. We used to run out here constantly. So I'd meet my wife up here. Since we're only from the house, she'd come up here and meet me here. I could pull out of here, pull right here, and then we're good to go. Then I'd head back down to Macon. So that is the one good thing about the local. You get to learn some of the stuff. You get to learn where you can go and so forth. Woo, Parker needs to buy 4 more day cabs. Oof. That is some money. And the thing is, if you look on the market, day cabs are more expensive than sleeper trucks, which is hard to fathom. I guess it's because of supply and demand. But if you look at how much material goes into a freaking sleeper truck as to how much material goes into a day cab, but anytime you look on the boards looking for used trucks, day cabs are more expensive than road trucks. I mean, that's insane. But I guess there's more sleeper trucks for sale than there are day cabs for sale too. So supply and demand, little supply, higher price goes up. which is probably why I can't sell my freaking Peterbilt, because there's too many trucks out here on the market right now. But granted, see, now a lot of people don't put everything into their trucks that me and my brother put into our trucks, but they still want it for the price of a truck that has absolutely nothing in it. My brother actually pulled stuff off of his last truck because they're like, I ain't paying that. I'll pay you this right here for that tree. Like, well, I'll be pulling all this other stuff off. So he pulled a whole bunch of stuff off that tree. Like, if you want it for that price and you're not willing to pay the more, then you're going to get a truck that's rated at that price. So he pulled all kinds of things off his truck, which is fair. But like I say, you know, we put a lot of stuff in our trucks because we want our drivers to feel comfortable and to actually take pride in the ride, to have a nice truck that's nice equipped with everything, looks good, rides good, has everything they need for their job. Like we say, refrigerators, microwave, convection oven, air fryers, TransFlow on a laptop, and all-in-one scanner printer on the truck, so they don't have to go find a truck stop to send their paperwork. They can send it right here from the truck. While they're sitting at a tank wash, they can go ahead and shoot us the paperwork right from inside the truck. You know, we try to do things nice. Give them, you know, Sirius XM, you know, Verizon unlimited internet on my trucks. So the TVs on the trucks, Netflix, how you log in with your Netflix, and you got unlimited data on the truck, the Netflix and whatever you want to do on the truck. You've got a laptop right here. Don't be pulling up Pornhub, but you've got a laptop. We'll do whatever. I give my drivers wireless keyboard and mouses. So the laptop's in the stand over here on the passenger seat. So they can sit on the bed with wireless keyboard and mouse. HDMI cables run through to the TV back there. So they can sit on the bed with the TV and do whatever they want, you know, or watch Netflix on the TV itself. You know, so we try to give our drivers comforts because it's easier to retain a driver than to keep hiring drivers. Turnover costs money, and nobody wants to keep dealing with turnover. Turnover is just too high. So we always try to keep drivers going. But yeah, I guess I've talked enough. And the sad thing is, I had my laptop open, or my desktop program open at the house, because I was going to go home and do paper, since I knew I only had this one run and I would realistically be home by 10:30 this morning. I left it open. So of course, if I open the program on my laptop here on the truck and do anything, it's going to overwrite that freaking file, my database. So I can't even go back into the database or do the paperwork that I need here and enter stuff in my trucking program. But otherwise, it's going to overwrite the database that's at the house, where I've already put some stuff in at the house. So that kind of sucks. So I can't even do that paperwork. I mean, I guess I could, you know, put on some TVs. I can Netflix and chill while I wait on road service, right? But, you know, that's kind of... But I will be making full use of customizations. Ah, okay. It's another owner-operator who's going to get Clutch's truck. I mean, because Clutch just needed a rebuild on his truck. So, I mean, if you get somebody that can rebuild it. But I know Clutch's truck was kind of heavy. For anybody who's in this channel that does not know, Overtime Trucking, y'all go check him out. He does have a channel. Also, Clutch Trucker on YouTube. He's got a YouTube channel. Look up Clutch Trucker. Look up Overtime Trucking, y'all. YouTube channels. Anybody who has a channel, plug your channel in the comments. That way everybody else can see it and go to your channel. I'm big on that. I'm always throwing everybody. I want everybody to, hey, kick out and join everybody's channel. I mean, that's just how I always, because I'm just a small guy. So, hey, I always plug everybody else's channel. No matter if they're bigger than me, like Wild Beard. I mean, I've met with Wild Beard. I've met 806 Driver out there in Texas. Awesome channels. Hey, y'all go check out their channels. And we got Doug. What's up, Mr. North Country? Yeah, I'm having one of them. What is it? Office Space. Looks like somebody's got a case of the Mondays. Yeah, I'm having a case of the Mondays. Definitely having a case of the Mondays. So close from home, but since I am company driver now, I mean, I always try to look at the bright side. Since I am company, like my terminal manager said, dude, you're still on the clock. Until you get back and park the truck, you're still on the clock. So sit there and get your hours. I mean, owner operator, I'd be getting paid absolutely, as they say, bumpkiss for sitting here. So if I was owner operator in my Coronado and I was broke down right here, I'd be getting bumpkiss. So at least I am getting paid to sit here. I mean, I guess that's a positive way to look at it. Like my terminal manager said up in Charlotte, because I'm dispatched out of the Charlotte terminal. Hey, you're getting paid. Just sit back and collect the hours. So I get it. At least that's the silver lining in being broke down right here. Like I say, y'all, always try to show respect. And I'm big on trying to respect other people. Why sit there in the safety of the terminal? I mean, I could have sat right there in the safety of the terminal where I was at, where I'm pulling from. But instead, I drove up the street. You know, it's like a block up the street here on this dead end drive, the dead ends. So I'm in this Tractor Supply parking lot. That way, at least now the road guy has asphalt underneath instead of mud, and I'm out of their way at the terminal. So the road guy doesn't have to come in there, try to get into their terminal through their gate and all of that. He doesn't have to get under the mud. I'm out of that terminal's way. So, I mean, you can still try to show respect, even if technically you don't have to. Why be that guy? Why be that guy like, oh, what do I care about the road guy crawling underneath the truck? I'm not going to be the one crawling under getting muddy. Yeah, but I was the one crawling underneath this truck trying to find out what's going on, and which is how I found out it was the pressure relief, how I did test it, how I did shut the truck off, turn it back on, try it, let it build up, push it, see if it pushes it, and troubleshoot it, and take a video of the troubleshooting. So, you know, I mean, save myself aggravation plus saving the road guy aggravation. I mean, it's all about helping one another out, and that's what we're all supposed to be out in here in life. We're all supposed to look out for one another, not be butts to everybody else. So many of these drivers today, it's all about me. They can care less about the other guy when we should care about our fellow man. Like I say, work smarter, not harder. You're exactly right. Ooh, yep, that absolutely does suck. Training new people is not fun. And he didn't show up. Yeah, that kind of sucks too. And then it hurts when they show up and then they ask you on the first week, hey man, can I get a cash advance on the first week they start too? That hurts too. But now granted, Jeffrey and I was going to do it for this other guy, but haven't heard back from him about starting. I gave Jeffrey two $500 cash advances because since, like at C3 where the truck is leased to, you start on Monday for orientation, you work that week, pay period ends that Sunday, then you don't get paid that Friday, but the following Friday. So it's you're basically 3 Fridays before the driver gets a check. Some say, well, you're holding 2 weeks back. You're not really holding 2 weeks back because 1 week, the pay period hasn't even ended on that Friday. It don't end until Sunday. Well, then most places don't get the payroll done exactly that day. On Monday, some do. So, you know, it's 2 Fridays after the pay period ends. But I gave him $500 cash advance starting on then, and then I didn't pull money out of his paycheck until like I think 6 weeks before I started doing it, taking those 2 $500 cash advances back, $100 a week at a time until I got the money back, just to try to help a driver out so he's not going downtime without paychecks. So I mean, things like that, not every employer does. Only us little small guys will do stuff like that. Your big mega carriers, they can care less. It's the little small guys who do stuff like that. But see, little stuff like that will help with driver retention because the driver will look at you like, oh, this guy actually cares about his driver. So that's where it's always nice to try to do the little things to try to get retention. Because Jeffrey's been a darn good employee. What's up, Mr. Jamie O'Hare? Jeffrey lives in New York, lives over there on Long Island. Sucks with the Long Island stuff with a New York peer. New York has given me grief. We finally got him out of New York. He's got Alabama license now. And I think I'm finally done with Alabama or New York. ADP messed up because New York, Jeffrey started August 26th, but he didn't actually get a first paycheck until September. And it was like the last week of October before we finally got New York numbers to actually take out taxes on. So they were taking out Georgia. So then we finally get something from New York. Well, we see that he started on this right here. Well, you need to go back. You need to do amendments and you need to pay us our taxes from basically third and fourth quarter where we took out Georgia. So had to get with ADP. They had to turn around, file amendments for third and fourth quarter because it was September in third quarter. Then we had October, November, December for fourth quarter. They did that. They got the amendment and so forth. Then they somehow, the first paycheck of April here, no, the first paycheck of May here, because he started in April in Alabama. April, he got his license and everything. So he started April. His first paycheck in April was actually done with New York, filed in Alabama. There's the reciprocity agreement or whatever between Georgia and Alabama. So since he lives in Alabama, but I'm out of Georgia and he technically works out of Georgia, we take out Georgia tax, and then when he does the taxes, it goes for whatever. So we don't have to actually get Alabama numbers and take out Alabama taxes. Well, for some reason, this first paycheck in May, they took out New York tax on him. Had to call New York or call ADP like, hey, what's the story with this? It's like, we moved into Alabama. For the whole month of April, you took out Alabama or Georgia tax on him. I spoke twice, 2 different times. The guy pulled up the notes. Yeah, you're right. He spoke twice. Yes, it should be Alabama. The only thing we could figure when they did the amendments for third and fourth quarter, for some reason, they freaking went back and put him, because sure enough, I went back and looked. They moved the taxes back to New York when it went under Jeffrey. I'm like, no, he's still in freaking Alabama. Nothing should change. You're just supposed to amend third and fourth quarter. You're not supposed to go back and change him back to freaking New York. Just that freaking third and fourth, when you got the numbers, we were taking out Georgia. That just needed to be amended. So supposedly that's fixed. I need to actually go back into ADP because they said sometime today they should fix his first paycheck of May. They should be able to go back and re-enter it back in. Take out the New York, take out the Georgia, and update the new tax totals and all that bull mess. I'm like, please do, because I don't want to have to file a freaking New York bull crap tax thing for second quarter. First quarter, we want to be done with New York, because New York's just too hard to deal with. So that's the downside to employees when you get employees in different states, is you're having to deal with that. So everybody said, hey, you should just hire local, Yeah, but I've had to add several times trying to find a local driver in Georgia and can't find anybody in Georgia that wants to work. I mean, it's just that freaking hard. And if you do, they want like $3,000 a week, or I've had several tell me, if you can't guarantee me $3,000 a week, I can't work for you. Flat out, you can't guarantee me $3,000 a week. I'm like, dude, if you're making $3,000 a week where you're at, stay where you're at. I mean, no small owner operator is going to be able to afford to pay you $3,000 a week and guarantee you $3,000 a week every week as a small owner operator. They can't do it, especially when I'm taking out taxes and I'm having to match Social Security, Medicare, and all that. I'm having to pay workers' comp on you. I'm having to pay unemployment tax on you. And I'm just a small guy. I'm not a mega carrier. I'm just a little small guy with a couple trucks. So that's the downside to some of these people. They get that attitude where they think they should have all this. And I get it. Like Just Trucking says, know your worth. I mean, especially now, like I've been pulling tanks since 06. I've been pulling tanks for 19 years. Been trucking since 04. So I've got some experience, so I get it. You know, some people want to be paid what they're worth. But then again, some people also have to realize, okay, you're in a mega carrier truck. What does a mega carrier give you? Generally, they give you a freaking mattress and a steering wheel. I mean, some of them you're lucky if you get a freaking microwave in a truck. Some of them you're lucky if you get an APU in a truck. Some of you are lucky if you get a power inverter in the truck. All my trucks are pretty well freaking stocked, owner-operator stocked for owner-operator, and it's stocked like that for a company guy. So sometimes you have to look at everything, and then, you know, how does a mega carrier treat you as opposed to a small guy? So sometimes you got to look at things like that as well. So Luke, cool. Not cold, but still cool and wet. Until I can get this fixed where I can get some AC in this truck. Anyway, y'all, I just thought I'd throw a live out here real quick while I'm broke down sitting there, because I know I don't do that many lives. I was supposed to do a live this weekend with Catherine. It never falls through. Every time I actually try to do a live with Catherine, she's like, oh no. She wants her quality time to just sit and chill. She does like, she doesn't want to get fixed up and all that. So we rarely get it up. Mason, it's going good, except for I need to get back out on the roads. I'm not making money local. This local stuff is absolutely killing the bank account. It's absolutely hurting. I'm losing between $1,500 and $2,000 a week running local. So yeah, I've got to get back out on the road. I was supposed to have been back out on the road Friday, but there were some mishaps. They had to move things around. So the driver who was supposed to come back on here, he got sent somewhere else. So now I've got to wait until they can work him back this way. So yeah, I'm kind of stuck back on the local. I mean, the wife gets to see me more, but really, does she really get to see me? Because she gets off work today. By the time she gets home, it's going to be like 5:30. I have to get up at like 2:50 in the morning. So if I'm getting up at 2:50 in the morning, do you think I'm staying up late tonight? No. I'll be in bed, by like freaking 7 o'clock. So yeah, we're not really getting much time. This weekend was our time. So that's what I say. I didn't get any paperwork done or anything. I left my notebook at home with paperwork and everything, because I was going to do it at the house this weekend. It's sitting on my desk in the office. Didn't get anything done because she wanted to spend some time. So I got nothing done. So that is the downside. You kind of get some quality time, but then do you really? Because you're having to get up so early to get to work, especially the way I'm doing it, as opposed to if you're running the road, you shut down and you're in your truck. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't, like I've got to, get up early, get dressed, go drive to where I need to get my truck, then drive to the terminal, get the freaking trailer loaded. So you actually have less time, as opposed to like if you're on the road and you're hooked to a trailer. You pull in a freaking truck stop rest area, you go to bed, you get up, you get a lot more rest and more time. So yeah, the wife's like, I need to get back out on the road. I actually get a lot more rest on the road. Yes. All right there, Parker. You have a good time, and I will catch all y'all later. I do have my next 2 loads for tomorrow that all Kim sent me. I can go ahead and at least put them in my computer, because I use the 2 different programs, one for my driver that I have for all my trucks, and then one for just me, because I'm keeping those separate. So yeah, I can go ahead and set up my next 2 loads for tomorrow. I've got those 2 to do. I'm pulling a drive in tomorrow all day. Got 2 loads with a drive in tomorrow, but I can't film it. I can't film it here. So that's another reason why I did the live. It's because I can't film shit. So that sucks. That is the downside. That is the downside. I can still do more training videos, but they don't want me to do any kind of videos, even training stuff. Can't even have the GoPro on my dash recording road footage while I'm driving. So yeah, sorry y'all. But hope everybody has you a good, safe, blessed week, and we'll catch y'all on the next one, y'all. Y'all be safe. If I can get this to go.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.